Good evening, folks. How you doing? Yes, I know we've got him. He's arrived. So we'll just wait a little while, let everyone catch up. Maybe get 2 or 3 people online. But of course, as usual, could you put a number 2 in the comments, please, if you're watching after the fact, and a number 1 in the comments if you are watching live.
1 is live.
2 is after.
Two.
I don't even know what.
Not
after.
that.
Even just after. Even just after in some way or another. But
Richard.
Good evening, Richard. How you doing, mate? How are you? So we're joined today by my erstwhile colleague and I don't know, partner in crime. I think partner in crime is probably the best way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Come in a little bit there, mate. Look, I can't quite see you. Mr. Robert.
How you doing, folks? Simon's there.
Oh, we are. Got a few. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening.
Hi, Richard. Di.
Hi, Di. How are you doing? So I thought we'd I mean, as you can tell, a little bit sore in the old throat, but I've been screaming my proverbials off the last few days. But it's all been very exciting, and we've finished all the bass and drums today. We've revisited a couple of tracks that we were slightly nervous about, so we've got those. So we're actually about 2 days ahead of schedule, which I can't believe. We're recording 20 songs, so it's an extraordinary position to be in. I think a massive part of that is because these guys are so absolutely brilliant at what they do. But also, I think we've pre-planned this whole recording. It's been, I think, several weeks that the guys have been living with the songs like we've been talking about the last couple of days, and that's really paying off now. We've just been in the control room. Sam's doing some guitars, some actual master guitars, which I didn't think we'd start doing until next week. So we're well ahead of the curve, which is fantastic. Touch wood, the wheels don't come off the bus. But I thought, Rob's come up because we've got our fan day tomorrow in the studio, of course. So looking forward to seeing everyone there. But Roberto, do you want to give your opinion? You've heard a little bit, but what about the whole project? Where are you with the project?
First of all, can everyone in the background give us a big hi?
Oh yes,
wave,
big hello. Gentlemen,
say hello.
Are you going to say hello? Or
Come and pop your heads over. Just say hello.
We're cooking.
Now that I've done my drum takes, I've now been put to sort of helping David cooking some
So what are you cooking? So what can we expect?
It's going to be a lovely vegetable curry.
Oh, a vegetarian curry.
Well, I'll practice that.
This is what it's all about, isn't it? This is what it's all about.
Who's a fan of curry here? Who likes curry? What's your favourite
Curry.
curry? Dave, what's your favourite curry?
Mine's chicken
What's your
curry. I like
chicken
chicken.
curry from Matt?
Oh, Madras.
Scott, what's your favourite curry, mate?
I don't know, it's korma.
Korma.
What do you think?
You
Get me talking about food. Get me talking about food. So I arrived today. Basically, it was to come and hear tracks. I've already heard Toby's demos, so we're already in a solid place. But literally hearing the heavy lifting that these guys have been doing for the past week, nearly a week, isn't it? Nearly. It's incredible to hear. It's such an uplifting, eclectic collection of music. It's some of Toby's best work to date. And Vale Studios is such a wonderful studio. It's building itself. Anyone that's been here, anyone that's coming tomorrow, you'll see it for yourself. It's a lovely, airy room. Dynamics, the sonics are really cool. All the instruments sound great. Matt sounds great on guitar. I'm sorry, on drums. Chris
sounds good on guitar as well.
Sam's back, as he said. Just putting some really nice, subtle guitar parts in there. It's gonna really be big and bold and broad. I think that's one way of describing it. Chris, as a bass player, watching Chris play, phenomenal,
awesome,
absolutely phenomenal. I'd liken him to McCartney.
Well, I doubt it.
In the sort, definitely the first part, the beat pop, but actually the second half, when Revolver onwards, loads of that around the fretboard. So I'm really excited about that. But obviously Dave on keyboards, absolutely fantastic.
And I think what I'm sort of excited about is that because me and Dave have spent a lot of time talking about the tapestry of sound that we're going to be creating over the next few weeks, because it won't just be next week. We'll be doing some stuff down at my house to finish stuff off, and sort of slowly building it. What's been great about this project, there's no absolutes. We're not going, all right, that's definitely what's going to happen. We've got ideas. We're going to try stuff out. And some of the stuff that we've put on, we might take off. There's no holds barred. We're really going to sort of get right into the sort of the ribs of it all as it develops, and that's the exciting bit. We just want to try anything out, and so far so good, and a lot of it's been done in the moment. So I'm hearing things now that I wasn't sort of hearing a couple of days ago when we were just tracking it up. You know, so yeah, very very cool. We're very pleased with it so far.
It's just a really joyful experience for anyone that's a fan of music. It's just really, really cool to hear new music, especially when it's in its, well, it's past formative, but it's on its way to being the final thing. You can hear it. It doesn't need loads more, like Toby just said. There was one song where you thought Chris could be driving the bass a little bit on a part of it, and you were just like, I could hear it, I suppose. And what is so cool about these sort of situations where you've got a group of people that obviously get on very, very well and they're comfortable talking to each other. Toby just suggested it because was like, yeah, let's give it a go, see what it sounds like. And that's what it's all about, is giving it a go, serving the song, serving great songs, and it's just a really cool environment. I'm really excited about what happens after this. Because that's quite a lot of time. That is the heart and mouth moment is like, what's going to happen afterwards. But I think given what we've been doing the last 4 or 5 years, it's just I'm just really excited about how we're going to be able to deliver this and give the fans, give you guys a fantastic experience. We've got loads of ideas.
Yeah, I've got tons of ideas. I think I've got quite a unique way of releasing all of this music, which will, eventually we will reveal all of that. But no, I agree with that. I think the last sort of 4 or 5 years has been a real massive learning curve, and I think the thing is, what I've realised about it is that the music, getting the music to the fans and getting the music to people, that's the challenge. It is a challenge, but we have all the tools, and with Rob's expertise and the things that we've built together over the last few years, I think we've got a really good sort of system, and I think what I love about it is it delivers value to the fans, directly to you, the fans, as opposed to a record company getting in the way and quite often causing more problems than they actually solve, frankly. And so this is kind of completely within our control, and I think we can do some great work with this. And it's the first new music I've made, proper new music on my own, for a long, long time. I mean, the last time really, I suppose, was Raising My Own Hell, but it wasn't an album, it was a mini, it was an EP, I'd sort of cobbled it together. It wasn't really sort of exactly what I wanted. It did sort of a reasonable job, but it wasn't really where I wanted it to be. So I'm so excited by producing this music that I can genuinely say, this is me. This is where I am as a guy my age at this point in my career, making this kind of music, and I'm excited that it sounds this vibrant. Actually,
it's really interesting. This is full circle stuff for me personally, because we met when you just finished Raising My Own Hell. Yeah. I remember us meeting for coffee and literally just completed it, and then we met again and got the CDs. So to be able to be here today, it's quite emotional actually, especially when you hear the songs, and especially, no disrespect, but given your age, you're still absolutely passionate.
I am.
You find that reservoir somewhere, and then eventually go, oh, the tap's on, here we go.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think the thing is about being an older person making music is that it's the same old cliche really. I don't think any of us feel any older than we did when we were sort of young people. I sort of often sort of think about myself. I don't really feel any different from when I was sort of in my late teens, and even that's probably completely about immaturity. I think it's more about the spirit. It's just about the spirit of wanting to do things. Because Little Angel were thrown into such a sort of maelstrom at a very early age. We were all in our late teens, early 20s, and I think once you kind of get that bit between your teeth, it's hard to let go of that. And I think that's what I'm meaning really, is that I know what that feels like. And I don't want to let go of it until my final breath. I'll keep trying to fight for these kind of feelings, and because it's about feeling alive, about doing something that you're contributing to the world that's positive and uplifting and has something to offer. That's what I'm trying to do, and I probably don't get it right most of the time, but I hope I get it right some of the time. And I think with these guys, with Rob's help and all the rest of it, this is what it's all about. It's collective positivity with great people that are working towards the ends of the same ends sort of thing. So.
Absolutely. Before we go, can I just ask, what would you like to see when it comes to the album coming out? And the way we will reveal how that's going to happen. but what kind of merch would you like to see? What kind of experiences would you like to see? We've got the tour coming up.
Yes.
Next month. Have you got your tickets? Have you got your tickets? Get your tickets in, folks. May and June, extensive tour. I have it from a reliable source. There's going to be some new songs in the sets.
Yes, indeed.
So there's lots to be looking forward to there. But yeah, think about what you would like from merchandise, what you would like from experiences. We are looking to deliver a lot of free stuff as well.
Yeah.
The whole thing, as always, we'll be giving away loads of stuff because that's what we want to have that with you guys. So yeah, let us know. Drop some comments in, give us some ideas, and hopefully we'll see you on tour next month.
Magic. All right, so I'm going to rest the voice. We're having a great curry being made right now, so we've still got plenty of work to do. So we're working all night as well. So thanks for joining us.
Are they good?
They are very good.
No one's
very,
mooned.
very quiet.
No one's mooned yet.
No one's.
Bye, Akiva.
Take care, folks. Thanks for joining us. Same time tomorrow night. Because tomorrow night we'll have just said goodbye to our studio visitors. So we'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Take care. Bye. See you later. Cheers. Good evening, world. How are you doing? I'm going to wait a little bit to see who turns up. It might be one of those nights when nobody turns up. I don't know. But obviously, if you're watching this on catch up, could you put a number 2 in the comments, please? And if you're watching live, then could you please put a number 1 in the comments so we know? It helps us a little bit with to analyse what our audience is and stuff like that. So yeah, here we are. It's a lovely sunny evening. Good evening, whoever that is, someone online there. It's a lovely sunny evening. Oh, hi Di, how you getting on? Lovely sunny evening here in Worcestershire at in Vale Studios. We're in the sort of back garden, and I thought take this opportunity to sort of catch up with my good mate Matt, who obviously those who know my history and Matt's history know how much we've worked together over the years. And we've done a lot of work together, haven't we? And but this is been a really special sort of. This is turning into a really special session in all kinds of ways. One of the most important things for me was to reconnect with Matt on this record, and I just wanted to sort of like have that chat with Matt and sort of see what your perspective is about how we kind of got together and what the whole sort of vibe has been, and so maybe take us back to sort of, I guess, last thing that we did together, and what you've been up to, and where we are, how we got to this point.
Well, funnily enough, it's really bizarre because I did think to myself I wanted to reconnect with music in some way. I couldn't really sort of fathom out how to do that, really.
Yeah.
So I was still in a bit of the dark with it. But it's funny that this year was 10 years ago to this year, I was actually in this studio recording the Toesland. The last Toesland EP, and that was obviously with Toby's involvement. So that was the last thing we actually were connected with doing together.
I remember, yeah.
And then that Christmas, then after that, I think that was end of November, beginning of December 2014. I then decided that I was going to just have a break, and that ended up being 10 years.
But that's I think a lot of musicians go through that process. I mean, I don't think it's unusual for people to take breaks away. And I thought, of course, you were becoming a dad and all the rest of it.
I loved it. Yeah, it's been great. It's been really, really good. Yeah. But definitely, that it doesn't leave you, and you sort of definitely getting to that point. And it's bizarre that the timing of me feeling all these things, like I wonder what. I get the call from Toby, and started presenting sort of like these ideas and talking about his way of this way of working that we are now, which is to be honest, is all the things that we've done together. This is the best session, so productive. It seems to work really well with me personally, as a way that I am as a drummer. It gives me time to have for 6 weeks, 8 weeks building up to this. I had all the tunes in demo form, really organised. I could rehearse those in a rehearsal room I had. I just found, which Toby was saying, you'll find that when you come in, then you basically, because of all the work and listening you've done to these songs, it subliminally, then it's there. It sort of helps you sort of like get a grounding a lot quicker, and not be stuck in a rehearsal room working just from ground up. So I've come in here and I've really enjoyed it because I feel that I can put my sort of like emotions into it and stamp on it because I'm not overthinking about all the too much detailing of it. You know, obviously there is a lot to do, but it's definitely been a real tonic. And you know, and like Toby said, it's not just the music; it's that it's just been such an awakening for me as a person to sort of like reconnect. Obviously, we're so we're best mates, and so we're having like a holiday. Producing music and eating a hell of a lot of crisps.
A lot of crisps.
Toby is apt. I've never seen any. I mean, I like food, obviously, he loves them.
I'll probably die of crisp poisoning, I've always said, but I do love a crisp. But do you want to just, I mean, I think, part of the process of the, one of the ideas behind these little diary entries is to kind of give some sort of inward look into what goes on and what goes into the processes. So do you want to explain a little bit to everyone the kind of way that we're working on each track, how it's rolled out? So we kind of got into a routine now, haven't we? What work then?
Well, it's we listen to the track, the demos that we've all been living with in the studio, and then we sort of talk some ideas out a little bit, and then we just go in there and start, just basically going through warts and all, any mistakes, trying loads of different things that we've all got ideas for all the different parts. And then we might do a couple of, where we get closer to thinking that we're starting to tighten it up. Well, then, we'll say, look, you press record, and we'll record a couple of takes of that. And then we'll go and listen to that. And it seems like it's just like it's the same all the time. We sort of go through that stage. Then we get to a point of, okay, we've put a couple down. Then we'll go into the actual control room, listen back to all our bits and pieces we put together, then talk, and then go back in, and then fine-tune it, and then literally, I mean, what do you reckon on average it's taking us? Sort of 3-4 hours?
Well, maximum. I mean, I think when we got here last Thursday night, and I think Friday, we were just, I mean, that was a really, like Dave was saying last night, really interesting day, because we were all, apart from me and you had played together, and I've obviously played with Dave, but none of us as a collection had played together, had we? And it was like, it was a little bit heart in the mouth as to what was going to work, what was going to happen.
There were so many things that could have. Yeah.
But it just clicked great, and everything really worked really fantastically well. So that was really exciting. But I think since then we've kind of ramped it up, and I think we did 2 on the first day. Then we did 3 on the second day. 3 backing tracks, his bass and drums, worked out the routines, everything. Now we've sort of been casual, a bit blasé about it. I mean, we've done 3 today, and we're just about to have something to eat, and then we'll just casually do another one tonight. So that's 4. We did 4 yesterday. It's just been really easy and an incredibly pleasurable experience. Actually, I think I know it's very easy to say every project you do, oh God, this is the best one I've ever done. But in lots of ways, it is, because from my own point of view, it feels very freeing. It's the most free I've felt in terms of actually putting a record together, because there's no agenda. I think when you're working with a band, there's kind of got an identity, like Wayward Sons or Little Angels or Fastway or any of these things that you do. There's always a kind of an agenda, which is important. You have to have a bracket with this thing. This is what we do. This is what our audience expects of us, and all the rest of it. But this time it's not like that. It's been very much more free form, and whatever I have in my head, or whatever me and Dave, specifically because me and Dave are kind of co-producing this really together, is whatever goes. When there's no like, oh no, we can't do that. It's like, no, we're going to try this, and if we like it, it stays. So it's really exciting.
I think as well, and this is not me in any way, but we can tell each other exactly how things are, with total honesty, but these are, I will say that you've got some lovely stuff coming your way, because this is some of the best stuff Toby's ever written. No, seriously. I mean, a lot of stuff, personal stuff that Toby. I can really feel it. I am an emotional player myself. I'm not a techno wizard. I'm not a crazy guy, but there's something really I feel from Toby with this, and from listening to the demos from first off. And I think that's what's lucky about this group of us. It seems to have done the same for all of us, and now we're eased into sort of learning. Especially, I mean, Chris is just unbelievable. He's come in, and we've connected. Within a couple of days, we've worn in with each other, and I don't even really know he's there. I mean, it's just working. It's great. But because we're all seem to be channeling sort of like what Toby is saying, and I think that's why this process has worked so well. So it's really good.
Yeah, really exciting. Really exciting. And I think, you know, I'll be a bit sad when we come to the end of the process. We've only got a couple of songs left. We're going to revisit one song, I think, just to check out whether the tempo's right. But really, you know, I think we listened through to some stuff last night, the things we've done yesterday, and it was like, wow, I'd forgotten this one. This is great, you know. And we're going to end up with 20 songs, and, you know, it's a lot of material. You know, it's a double album. In lots of ways, so yeah,
it's weird, isn't it? It's sort of like being in this sort of environment, because this is a lovely house, lovely. I've got like you could sort of say like it's a scout hut. We go down to have a bit of food, and then at the end of, again, part of the process, at the end of the the session, because you can't play drums too late here, is to all sit round. It's just like your kids, really. It's no different from when you're sort of like when you're playing music all through the years. Is you sit there and you then listen to it, and you're like, we did that. That sounds great, you know. And it all comes together, because when you're in the mix through the day, you are listening to something and you're thinking that's great and brilliant, and we'll move on. But until you sort of turn the volume up, at the end of the day, you chill. You're not doing any more, and you listen. That is the sort of the feeling that you're looking for. Is it where you're all like, wow, we've really enjoyed that journey. You know?
Totally.
Good.
And who knows, you know, I mean, I've been in the situation many times before where you can sort of do a lot of recording, and when you start overdubbing and you start finishing things off, sometimes the tracks can go, I don't know whether that's working now, you know, I don't know whether, but I'm not really getting that off of these. I sort of feel, because I can sort of see it, I've produced so many records, I've made so much music in a studio that I no longer look for the magic bullet. I no longer look for the kind of the hidden chord or the sort of the answer to everything. What you do is you just got to be faced with what you have and make decisions. And I can remember in the past where I might have had a track where I'm convincing myself that it's great.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's really great. But actually, when you really know in the heart, it ain't going to make it for whatever reason. And I genuinely don't feel like that with this situation, because ahead of coming into the studio, it's the first time in many years I've done demos, proper demos, where I've written all the words, I've written everything. The arrangements are pretty much basically there, aren't they? And so that's been preparation, has been a huge thing for this. You know, all the guys have been coming in, and like you said earlier on, it's just like everyone's kind of known the tunes basically. So I've done all that editing before.
Yeah.
I think the things with Little Angels or even with Wayward Sons, a lot of the editing was done in the moment, trying to figure out whether it was even good enough type of thing. I don't think that's happened this time. So it's exciting, you know. So yeah. Good stuff.
No, it's great. Brilliant.
Well, thanks for joining us. Another quick catch up. We'll be back again tomorrow night, and probably bring in maybe a bit of an in-depth interview with Mr. Wood, perhaps Mr. Samuel Wood, and see how what he's taken on it, because it's interesting. Because obviously working with Sam in the Sons, and I've sort of, you know, he's such a clever musician and such a clever guy that you know, having him around is always a benefit. You know, always a massive bonus. He always brings something great to it, and brings some very different flavours on this record, I think, with his guitar playing.
Well,
you know.
Well, it's the first time I've seen him in Wayward Sons, but I think it's the first time I've worked with him, and he comes in and he's on it. You know, it's great. Been a really good experience. Great guy to have around. Yeah.
So, all right, guys, take care of yourselves. So
See you later.
catch you up at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Take care.